Hello, I'm Steve and welcome back to step 3 of the Ielts. We have reached the last lesson of chapter 1 and today we're going to talk about childhood. Childhood is a common topic that appears in any part of the speaking exam. The expected questions are about childhood memories, including ideas of friendship and childhood hobbies. Talking about one's childhood requires telling stories and looking back into the past. Questions about certain scenarios and/or events that took place when you were a child, including the people that were there, may be raised. Keeping track of the order of events will be an essential part of this examination. Talking about childhood experiences may stir up good and bad memories. To clearly convey your feelings regarding a particular experience or event, you need to vary your speech rate. This is an essential skill you will learn in this lesson. Rate is the speed at which someone speaks. The ideal conversational speech rate is 120 words per minute. It's important to keep a steady pace, but remember to give it some variation to set the mood. Speech rate can vary depending on the emotion or message you're communicating. Usually, you'll have to use faster speech rate with positive mood and slower speech rate in negative moods. Look at these examples. When changing your speech rate, making a short pause gives you time to breathe, and controlling your rate allows you to convey emotions and emphasize information. Try to pause before changing your speech rate so you won't rush into mentioning your points. Moreover, creating short to medium pauses are useful techniques when dealing with difficult questions or questions that demand you to think for a long time. You may be asked questions about your childhood that you already forgot, so learning pausing vocabulary phrases is essential to sound fluent while stalling for more time to organise your ideas. However, not all pausing vocabulary phrases are appropriate for part 1, so here are some which you can use. Now let's look at some questions about childhood. This question allows you to talk about the place where you grew up, the people around you, and what you did as a child. This requires telling a story, so conversational speech rate will be used more than slow and fast. However, it will be more interesting if you can mention one exciting thing you did back then with the use of fast speech rate. Here's another question. This question is very common in this topic. You might have to decide which experience you want to talk about. In fact, you can mention a memorable or embarrassing experience you had. To make your answer more engaging, of course, you need to vary your speech rate. And if you're having a hard time remembering some details, use pausing vocabulary phrases to still sound fluent. In conclusion, pausing and speaking at a varied rate allows you to emphasize important parts of your speech. You may change your speech rate from conversational to slow or fast, but do not speak too fast or too slow because it may affect your fluency and intelligibility. The key is to make a steady conversational speech rate and change it from time to time to set the mood to your answer. Childhood is a common topic you should be prepared for because you need to tell stories and remember some details. No matter how exciting or boring your childhood was, use your speech rate to elevate your answers. That's the end of chapter 1. Thank you for listening and continue to strive for excellence. Bye.